Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about the third and final part. I hope it's not getting too tedious, but this is my passion, which is the RCI, the tracking part. Of tracking, I'm going to explain a little bit about how this test works. This test, well, at the beginning, before taking the dogs out of the crates, okay, because we keep them a little isolated. Because otherwise, just imagine the chaos that would happen there, right? If there are, I don't know, 10 or 12 dogs, then it's a mess. So we have them in our car, in their crates, and when it's time to compete, we take them out. Well, before that, the first test. Well, in this test, you'll see that it's freezing cold because it takes place in winter, and it's easy to reach negative degrees. And on top of that, I don't know if it was at 7:30 or 7 a.m. I mean super early with freezing cold. Well, this is how we go out into a field and follow a course that the judge indicates with a series of angles. In this case, in degree 1, there are 2 angles to the right, one predetermined step number. In degree 1, it is a shorter number of steps. In degree 2, it is a wider step number, and in degree 3, it is even wider, and with more objects. Alright, so let's keep stepping. Keep stepping, keep stepping, keep stepping, and let's follow the circuit that the judge tells us. When the judge indicates, we place the object that the dog has to find. Is that object a piece of wood or a piece of plastic or a piece of fabric? Okay, something that also smells like me. It's in level 1 because I place it, and in level 2 and level 3 it's placed by someone else, or the judge, the assistant, or anyone else. Okay? But it shouldn't smell like me, and that's it. So it consists of that. I put the dog on the trail, she follows the tracks, sniffing and distinguishing. This normal ground from broken ground, okay? What makes the difference is not the smell of me, it's the smell of broken ground from me stepping on it, which is a completely different smell. In fact, we are able to distinguish it. If you step on plowed ground and smell outside and smell inside, you can tell the difference. So just imagine a dog. I mean, a dog is lying down. It's not an ideal exercise because dogs, when they're sniffing, are focused, right? And it's a really good exercise, especially for their mind. Plus, that's something that's rarely stimulated in a pet dog, which is their sense of smell. And it's a really good exercise, especially for their mind. And that's something that is rarely stimulated in a pet dog, which is their sense of smell. And it's essential, because dogs are all about their sense of smell. A dog is all nose, nothing else. Oh my God, that's it. So what I was getting at is that it's a very complete exercise. It's an exercise that, even though it may seem complicated, all dogs are capable of doing. There are dogs that have a better sense of smell, and dogs that have a worse one, just like there are people who have better eyesight, people who can't see a donkey. And that's it. I'm going to leave you here with the video, and I hope you like it. Well, here we are starting with the tracking exercise. I place her in front of the trail and she starts sniffing. Every now and then she goes in and out. You see she goes in and out of the trail, and that's because she's confirming the scent she needs to follow, distinguishing broken ground from whole ground. She found the rat perfectly. There she goes again, confirming the trail just in case. And I just keep going without any problem. Now, as soon as she finds the object, she's going to lie down quickly without me giving her the command. The command is an olfactory command. It's the smell of the object. Do you see? There he is lying down. The object should be right there. I send it to the judge. The judge gives me permission to approach. I get closer and I show the object to the judge. And at the judge's command, I put the dog back on the trail. There it is. That nodding is because she's sniffing each of my footprints. She's really focused right now, and it's great to see that turn to the right she just made. Perfect. Perfect. In fact, she knows that 2009 has also done it, which gets her excited, and she stops sniffing. She speeds up and starts using her sight. You can see that she's not nodding anymore because she's trying to follow the trail with her sight. And of course, by following it with her sight, she obviously loses the trail. When she realizes there's no trail, she tries to sniff around, but it's too late. She's too far from the trail. There she goes to see if the trail was around here. Oh my God, I'm lost. What stress? And I shake off the stress. Well, as you can see, since she can't find the trail, she turns back to me asking for help. The judge tells me, come on, help her a little. It's her first competition. I told her, look, the trail continues this way. And now, as you can see, she's going much slower because she's checking each footprint so she doesn't get lost again. Now down here on the left, you'll see a little white square. That little white square that's about to appear is the object right there. But she lies down very far away. Why does she lie down so far away? Because the smell reached her too soon. Probably because of the wind. A gust of wind came, for whatever reason, and the smell reached her too soon, which is why she lies down sand. I tell her that doesn't work for me, to keep looking. So now she goes, she gets closer, and yes, this is how I like her to tell me where the object is. I show the object, and that's the end of the exercise. And here ends our tracking exercise. As you saw, well, she looked a bit nervous. It's grade 1. Also, she loved tracking. She loved it. It was her passion. In the other exercises, you have seen that she is very efficient, very happy, very, very chatty, with a lot of enthusiasm. But she would go crazy with the tracking. In fact, there's a little trick, which is to give the dog some linden tea. Just like with humans in water, you put a little infusion. And it really helped a lot, especially in grade 2 and grade 3. It helped quite a bit. And, well, the mistakes the dog made, even if they seem very serious or big, well, for a grade 1, it's forgivable. I also didn't get a huge score. I don't do this professionally either. I mean, I didn't intend to become a Spanish champion with Ulla. Not at all. I just started in this sport with her because she wanted more, you know? I was training her with basic obedience and she looked at me like, is this it? Is this all you're going to teach me? So I got in touch with a dog club. And well, I started training the dog in this discipline. She could have chosen any other, but I really like obedience. In one of the videos, you asked me how this discipline is trained. Well, not just anyone can train him, okay? You have to go to a dog club. That is, how should I put it? Affiliated with the Royal Canine Society of Spain. If you're in Spain. In Spain, I honestly don't know how it works in other countries. And, well, there's an instructor who is, how do you say, certified by the Canine Association. And they guide you through those steps, in those first steps, both in obedience, defense, and tracking. In my case, for example, I trained obedience and defense 2 days a week. First, we would do a little obedience, and we would do a bit of defense, and on Sundays, we would go tracking every Sunday at 6 a.m. I was standing there like a good geek, and I was going to track with my family. Everyone was getting up. My daughters, well, my little daughter wasn't there yet, but my daughter, my wife, the dog, all of us to the car, and off to train. And, well, it's a discipline that, as its name suggests, requires a lot of discipline. I mean, it involves a lot of rewards, a lot of technique, because as you can see, it demands that the dog be a happy dog. So before, they really put a lot of pressure on the dog and pushed them in many ways. I don't know if at more professional levels, like in professional competitions, they push the dog a bit more with different techniques. I think if you're not going to dedicate yourself to wanting to be the Spanish champion of tracking, you don't need more. I had an incredible control over my dog, like really incredible. I mean, with just one gesture, with a look, my dog already understood me. Why? Because life was that. It was training with me. It was obeying me. She was obsessed with figuring out what I wanted next. He's a working dog. My German Shepherd was a working German Shepherd. German Shepherds have 2 lines, and I will make a video about the German lines. And, well, I don't want to ramble on anymore. I just want to tell you that. That's it. I'm not going to talk about RCI or tracking anymore. I'm not going to torture you with that anymore. And little by little, I'll start adding videos about more disciplines and more sports, okay? Like agility, monduring, canine cross, etc. So you know a little bit about what things you can do with your dog, okay? Because your dog's last wish is to be lounging on the couch all day. And that's it. Subscribe, hit the bell, and that's it. And check out all the videos. They're really cool. We learn a ton of things. So, a big hug. See you in the next video.